YouTube was cracking. It's your boy, Young Dizzle the Don. No futon, no great poupon. What the F is you on? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come on. It's free. Let's run it up. Thank y'all that has been hitting it lately. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been helping your boy out. And I respect that, appreciate that, all the love. But let's get to this FTN Bae and Doodie Lo situation, man. I knew the whole time this female was lying, bro. You just can tell when somebody's making up a situation, like, and it just didn't sound right. She accused him of Doodie Lo putting three screws together and putting the three and him sticking the three screws in her little 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy's bottom. I'm like, come on, man. There ain't no way, first of all, this little boy wasn't messed up over that physically. So I didn't want to speak on none of this or touch on none of this beforehand when it was all going on before everything came all the way out because I know it's a touchy situation and I know a lot of people, was feeling a certain way about it and it's a real touchy situation, when you don't have all the facts and know who's lying, even though you might know and might have a feeling that this person's telling the truth or that person's telling the truth or that person's lying or that person's lying. At the end of the day, this chick is sick, bruh. She's a sick individual. All because a man didn't want to mess with you no more. You went to this far of a length to basically try to tarnish and ruin this man's life by basically calling him, a chimo. Like that's what you were doing at the end of the day. You basically were trying to ruin this man's life. And you knew that you were not telling the truth. So now, here lies where we're at now. So now all of a sudden, she just made a video saying she apologizes because Doodie Lo finally did the lie detector test and he passed it, and she found out that her son. Now, mind you, let's remember this boy is ain't no more than 3 or 4 years old. That her son made this all up. You guys, that's sick. How is a little boy like that going to even know anything about stuff like that? No, you're lying because you made this up. You took it to this length. You made up this whole story. That's what you did. You didn't think it was gonna come back on you because you didn't believe that Doodie Lo was gonna do what he needed to do to prove that you were lying. And now you're backed into a corner because you played this charade for this whole entire time and it's no longer working out for you. So with that being said, I'm just kind of like lost for words with the situation because you really like try to take this man's life out. Like that's something you don't play with when it comes to a child and stuff like that. You don't do that. So you mean to tell me now you're saying, oh, I found out Doodie Lo was telling the truth. Well, David, as she calls him, was telling the truth. And my son, I wanted to believe him. That's why I rode for him like I did. But I found out that my son wasn't telling me the truth. And so you're telling me that your son made up this story himself, that you had nothing to do with this story being put together. Your son thought of a way to think of three screws being tied together, burnt down together, being pushed up in him, and then him throwing the screws outside, and you being able to find the screws outside where he threw them days later, weeks later. Come on, man. It don't make sense. It never did, and it never will, and that's why I never wanted to speak on it because like I said, it's a touchy situation. Even though I know what I felt like I knew when it came to what I felt about who was telling the truth and who wasn't. So I feel like FTN Bae, she got and she got to pay, bruh. She got to pay. There's no way she should get away with this. she got to pay, man. And, I know these guys don't like to do legal things and all that of this nature when they're, street cats, but she got to pay, bro. There's no way. This is too deep of a situation to be, just letting it fly. Because she wasn't trying to let it fly with him. She was really trying to ruin Doodie Lo, like trying to ruin his career, his livelihood, everything. Obviously, we're dealing with a sick-minded individual that has did stuff, not so as far as doing something as far as this, but remember she did some funny stuff to another rapper before this. So it's like, okay, when you mess with her, if you guys don't make it, make the relationship don't make it far, and you end up moving on from her and leave her alone, she tries to ruin you. And that's when you're dealing with somebody who's really deranged in the head, man. It's not hard, man. I get relationships and stuff is hard when you're trying to, break up with somebody and this person's really, like head over heels for you still, but you're ready to move on. But that's what you got to do as a grown as adult. You can't sit there and make up stories, especially as serious as this one, because this could have, like I'm pretty sure Doodie Low had a lot of stuff was put on pause for him behind this because people that he was dealing with and endorsements or whatever he had going on, you don't know what he had going on, was probably put on pause until they got to find out what was really going on. Even though nobody had the factual actuals. But just because something like that was being said, because that's the way of the world these days. You can be accused of something, and and people around you know that it's not true, but it still can, it still can mess with your livelihood at the end of the day. Like I said, FTN Bae is a sick, deranged female that is an attention-seeking female, clout-chasing female that really, really, really should pay for what she just did with this whole situation. Because she dragged it on for a while, too, now, at this point. I'm glad Doodie Lo's name is clear in all this, and he's saying he, forgives her. But I really hope he stays away, because you don't know what she could do next at this point, because that was deep. Very, very deep. So I hope a lot of you guys took in a few things on that whole situation and know what you could really be getting into at the end of the day when you're messing with somebody you really don't know who they are. Because the same person you lay with and I love you and this and that, and when everything's good, can be the same person that puts that knife in your back down the line when everything ain't going right and you guys are no longer together. So I just wanted to speak on it now that I felt comfortable enough to speak on it because, she finally came out and admitted that Doodie Lo was, telling the truth and basically that she was lying. And she's basically saying now she found out her son was lying. Like, come on, man, now you're saying your little boy, your little boy. Now he was lying. It's crazy, man. But y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, subscribe. It's free. Let's run it up. Let's keep doing what we do. Cause we gonna make it. We gonna make it, baby. But yeah, it's your boy Young Dizzle the Don, no futon, no great poupon. What the F is you on? I'm gone.